In this short video, we're going to be discussing appositives. So first of all, what is an appositive? An appositive is a type of reduced, non-restrictive relative clause. It's a phrase that renames a noun in different words or gives more information about a specific noun. So here's some examples of appositives. Steve Jobs, one of the founders of Apple, was born in 1955. So the appositive here is one of the founders of Apple. Orson Welles, the director of Citizen Kane, is considered one of the most important film directors of all time. So here we have the appositive, the director of Citizen Kane. Here are a couple more examples for you. So what's the meaning of an appositive? So if we go back to this example, Thelonious Monk, a great jazz pianist, rose to fame in the late 1940s. This is basically, with the appositive, we're saying Thelonious Monk equals a great jazz pianist. It's the same noun. This noun and this noun phrase are the same. So if we look at the next one, Koreatown, the most populated neighborhood in Los Angeles, has the largest concentration of ethnic Korean people outside of Korea. We can see that our noun is Koreatown, and then this phrase, the most populated neighborhood in Los Angeles, is basically the same thing as Koreatown. So the meaning here is Koreatown is equal to the most populated neighborhood in Los Angeles. So how do we write appositives, or how do we form them? We derive appositives from non-restrictive relative clauses. So we can start from a non-restrictive relative clause, but they need to be specific non-restrictive relative clauses. In other words, they need to be clauses where we have be, the linking verb, as the main verb of the relative clause. So for example, UCLA, which is the highest ranked public university in California, was founded in 1882. We have this non-restrictive relative clause, which is the highest ranked public university in California. To make the appositive, we just take out the relative pronoun and we take out the be linking verb, and we're left with a sentence that contains an appositive. UCLA, the highest ranked public university in California, was founded in 1882. So we need to make sure that we delete the relative pronoun, and we can only make an appositive if the verb is be linking verb. It can't be a helping verb as in a continuous or progressive verb phrase or passive voice. It needs to just be a linking verb by itself. So some warnings to think about when you're writing an appositive. Appositives are usually written using non-restrictive relative clauses only. We always want to make sure that we write commas around the appositive to separate it from the rest of the sentence. And lastly, appositives can only be formed from a subject relative clause whose main verb is the be linking verb.